Dude, I don't want to hear about it. It's fucking ridiculous.
I got a fucking rash burn. Do an ab mat sit up.
Good.
Good. It's like road rash.
It's also like mismatched. You're telling people you do CrossFit and you don't have a CrossFit body.
Yeah, dude, it's so mean, dude.
I mean, dude,
Don't fucking hate on me.
Have you gotten a person who is like asking and curious and like inviting you to talk about CrossFit after you fucking?
Dude, let me tell you. Every time I go to the gym, they stop me and they go, "Hey, I want to know what you're doing."
Yeah, exactly. So I could do the opposite.
I will say this dude yesterday was like, I'm much more likely. Not that I fucking am in shape or look like I'm in shape, but like I'm strong and I've been working out for a while, but I'm still much more likely to have like someone come up to me and be like, "Can I correct your form?" And I'm like, okay. But it's nice, dude. People are friendly.
Yeah, people do that to me too because my back's crooked. I'm like, dude, it's not that. It's my back.
Are we rolling?
Yeah, it starts, but we just kind of like dick around.
All right, let's get into it.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to episode 24. 20.
Dude, we're cruising through them. It's hard to
24.
keep track.
Technically, I think we're going to do this 20, whatever.
24,
episode 25,
whatever.
I think, of the Sea Otter Town Hall podcast. Dylan Krasinski here with my co-host, Mike Kerrigan, as always. And the boys are back together. Our best friend, Arty P.
Arty P, baby.
Finally on the pod. Arthur P. What's your Instagram? Tell the people.
Arty P Live is my Insta
RTP Live.
for all the fans.
Yeah, our good friend. We've been, I've been wanting to get you on for a while. And, here we are.
My heart was beating the whole time on the train. I was so nervous.
Just nerves and excitement and, you know.
Sweating and getting red. You know what I mean?
Well, the train is a very nerve-wracking place these days.
That is
Sure,
true.
sure.
Right? Remember when it used to be, remember when we were going to Washington Heights? There was like a fun, it was a little, you had a little tinge of fear, a little bit, but it was mostly fun. Now it's just all fear.
Yeah. As a guy, well, I mean, when me and you I'd be with you. So it'd be like just comical when something would happen.
Yeah, like the piano guy, like he was playing an instrument.
Oh, well, that was pure, just funny.
Now there'll just be a guy with knives. He's just like stabbing a box and looking at you in the eyes, like and saying something about you being white, and you're just like in pure fear.
There was one guy on the train. He asked everybody from, you know how they go from the beginning of the car to the end, asking for money, and then no one gave him money, and then he got to the end of the train, sat down, and he goes super loud. He goes, "Well, if no one's gonna give me money, then I'll guess I'll have to." And like, dude, everyone just paused because he thought like something's gonna happen. He goes, "Just ask for money on the next train."
Okay, I thought he was gonna.
Yeah, I thought, dude, my heart stopped. I was like, this is it.
This is the test. Yeah, this is
Gonna pull out a grenade.
I thought he was gonna pull out something. You know?
Self-defense grenade.
Oh yeah, dude. We were talking about yesterday. Kerrigan goes, "I'm just gonna start. If people don't give money, just pulling out a grenade and being like, now everybody goes."
No, it's not. I'm not begging for money. It's when I'm being assaulted by a crazy homeless person. Because think about it, Artie will appreciate this, right? You pull out a grenade because it lets him know he's about to die, but also everyone that just didn't help you in the situation. It's like, oh, you should have helped me. Now we're all gone. Boom.
Yeah.
Hold the pen.
I don't have to worry about crazy because I take the train in Astoria.
What, the NW?
There are not that many crazy people on the NW.
The NW, they're not. On the R.
Well, dude, I remember when I first moved here, like 2 years ago, and you were telling me when you guys lived up in Harlem together, Washington Heights, he used to be like, I would break off with Artie, and I would go to Astoria, and then he would be like, "Oh, I can't wait to go sit on the train and take a nap." Dude, it would be like 1 a.m., and you would like sleep on the train.
Who, me? Okay.
Yeah, you.
I wouldn't sleep on the train. Are you kidding me?
When you would go to Astoria?
Yeah, didn't you tell me you used to like sleep on the train? Listen to music and nap on the train while you were riding home?
I mean, if I'm going home at 4 a.m., then I'd probably nod off for a few minutes, yeah. But I'm not intentionally going on the train to sleep.
Okay, well,
you know what I mean? You gotta reword that sentence.
Funny.
Sometimes when you don't have a home, you gotta nap on the train.
I always had a home. It was just an aggressive ride home sometimes.
Oh God.
Remember sometimes that lady would set up her nest in the lobby of our building?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with like her
dude, you had the audacity to this lady was a prostitute.
No, whoa. Back up with the prostitute. How do you know that?
Okay.
I never knew she was a prostitute. I knew she was an ex dancer for videos.
Okay, well, she was a drug addict. Let's just say that.
Oh, absolutely.
She was a visible drug addict. She was crying so much that you were just sick of it. You're like, dude, just fucking figure it out or take a walk around the, like, I'm just sick
a lot
of
of crying. Like,
I'm just sick
day.
of watching you cry. You know what I mean? I wish people the best, but it's just like, dude, how do you have that many tears? And Kerrigan told me that he almost, I don't know what, like, inspired you to have this thought. He almost invited her up to our apartment and take a shower.
No.
Yeah, dude, I heard this story.
There's a little bit let's get it from, she was camping out in our lobby by the mailboxes, right? So she had a whole, like, set up, on her snacks and whatnot, and, crying, as usual, just crying. So I come in, all I hear is crying in my lobby. I'm like, oh my, what's going on? Too. Yeah, I thought someone was, like, someone in the building, and then I see her, and she had this whole, like, nest of, like, possessions she would set up, and she asked, like, crying, begging. I think I gave her money. I gave her a couple bucks. She's like, can I just please take a shower? And I was like, well, Arty's not here. So I was like, she could just, kind of use his room to, like, change up.
Oh, my God.
But then I had a feeling, and Arty knows this too, like, the second she gets in, she's not leaving. Do you know what I mean? And then she starts screaming, and then I'm arrested.
Yeah, exactly. And there's
either way, she wasn't leaving, and she would have been stuck. And if Arty came home,
and there's no way
she lives with you now in your room.
There's no way any cop is taking your side. You're like, I just wanted to be a good guy.
Yeah, they'll smack you.
Yeah,
dude. Yeah, they're gonna be like, okay, what did you think was gonna happen? They're gonna think that you were trying to hire a prostitute and then she ripped you off and now won't leave.
Yeah, who knows?
That's exactly what it is.
It's 50-50 if Kerrigan was trying to be nice or trying to get laid. It was probably a combination of both.
Hey, I was just first of all, I didn't let her in the apartment.
She used to be beautiful.
She was begging. And you know what I mean? From a human perspective, you understand. You're like, it's just if it was a guy, well, no, I probably wouldn't have let him in anyway. You want to shower him. And I don't want to let him in.
Kerrigan's trying to do community deeds,
If I had a hose, I would have been like, all right, we can.
Oh, dude,
that's way worse.
You should have let her know. If you had a hose, you would have happily fucking doused her into the building.
So,
and it's for her safety. If the shower, if it was a community shower, sure, I'd be like, take a shower. But also, hosing her down would have been another problem in Washington Heights. Like, we got some white guy hosing down a Puerto Rican woman who's crying. Not a good look.
She would have been crying.
No one's going to believe any of the backstories.
No.
I was just trying to clean her. Dude, so for people who don't know, Arty is our friend from Boston, and you guys lived in Washington Heights together for what, like a year or two?
About a year, right?
No, almost a year. For 7 months, 8 months.
Kerrigan, can you tell, because you've told me this story, I don't think you've ever told it on the pod. Can you tell the story about you and Arty going home one night at like 2 a.m. and that lady who saw the interaction that you, Arty, and that other woman had?
Oh, the pickup.
Yeah.
I remember I used to be on Arty. I'd be like, not in Washington Heights, dude.
Mm-hmm.
We're way out of our territory.
You can't pick up women.
Yeah, because I feel like we're already pushing our luck
Square. Yeah.
being there. It's like two gringos walking around. Now we're just hitting on the local women.
Yeah.
Like
I agree.
That's like a movie villain. That's how like a war starts in a movie.
Yeah, that's how West Side Story happened. I'm pretty sure.
It was harmless enough. So Arty's good at talking girls. So he'd see a girl, but okay. It was like 3 a.m. and I remember you're like, yo, I want to talk to this girl. And I'm like, dude, don't talk to that girl. It's too late. And Arty's like, I'm going for it. And I'm like, don't do it. And he's going for it. But then I look across the way. There's an older Dominican woman watching two guys, probably in hoodies, and we're arguing and pointing to a woman. And I'm saying, don't do it. And she's just looking. I could see her. She's like, I'm looking. I'm like, dude, don't do it. You can't do it. And then he just goes running after this woman. And I remember like this grandma in Washington Heights is like, all right, these guys are trying to kidnap this girl, obviously. And nothing happened. I don't know if you got the girl's number or not, but I remember I was like, we can't be doing this shit anymore around here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it wasn't, I don't know, the environment of the neighborhood wasn't very congruent to what I wanted to do. Just because, like...
Congruent?
Or conducive?
Conducive?
Right?
Conductive?
Dude, don't try to use these smart big words on the pod here.
Well, I'm trying to find the right word here. But, like, what Kerrigan said is... you're just like, we're the only white people in that neighborhood. And I'm trying to like, one, we already live in their neighborhood, so they're already pissed off. And then two, I'm trying to like talk or pick up their.
It was the fact that it was 3 a.m. and all she's seen us arguing. She doesn't speak English. She's like, this guy's obviously trying to talk him out of it. I'm yelling. Because like, dude, you can't do this. And he's like, dude, I'm doing it.
It's way too late.
Well, because I think half the time when me and Kerrigan talk, we're arguing. You know what I mean? But
it at least sounds like we're arguing.
It sounds like we're arguing, yeah. But there's no like, it's just playfulness. But from afar at 3 a.m, it sounds like we're scheming.
Especially when you don't speak the same language. Everything looks worse.
Dude, I can't tell you how many times that I've been with Arty, multiple times where he's like been like, yo, stop. Or he just breaks off and chases after a woman to be like, hi, how's your day going? Multiple times, dude.
All the time.
Do you remember that time that we were in Boston? I think I've told this story on the pod. We were in Boston and I was driving and you were like, yo, stop. Dude, I thought I was going to hit somebody. And I was like, what's going on? And you like jumped out of the car and like ran down an alleyway to go talk to this woman. And then I was like, did you talk to her? And he's like, nah, she got away. She turned the corner before I could say hi.
I mean, don't embellish the story for the podcast. One, I don't remember that.
Dude, it was in Harvard Square. You don't remember this? I remember it was like the first time you had me do it.
I have no problem telling any of these stories because I do it all the time. But I don't remember driving with you at late night and then telling you to stop and then run down an alleyway.
Dude, I swear it was like probably 7 or 8 at night, not super late, but it was dark out. We're in Harvard Square, right by that Mexican restaurant that you like.
Yeah, Felipe's.
Yep. And we're turning. I make a right where we always used to be parking there.
Yeah.
And you go, hang on. I'm exaggerating for the story, but like you go, hang on, and you go, I want to go talk to that girl. You get out of the car, and I just had to sit there with my hazards on. And wait for you to come back, dude.
I don't remember the story.
Yeah, and then you didn't. I'm saying, oh, she got away, but like you came back and she go, oh yeah, I couldn't catch up to her.
I'd like to believe you, but
yeah, dude, I ain't no liar.
Switch topics a little bit. Have you had Corona yet?
No.
You've had it like 4 times?
Not 4 times. I had it once, but
maybe twice at least.
Triple vax, dude.
Triple vax. Yeah, I had a friend. I'm not going to say his name because he was scared of like the government abandoning. He's like, dude, I can't move my arm. I've been shaking all night. I'm twitching, sweating.
Was that the first booster?
Third.
That was the third one.
Third.
The third one didn't really do much.
Well, you're not vaxxed, right?
No.
Yeah. So Kerrigan
dude, we're at a point in COVID where people tell you they have COVID like 2 days after. I've hung out with people like, oh yeah, remember last Wednesday I had COVID? I'm like, dude, we were smoking blunts, bro. And they're like, no, I didn't want you to get worried. I'm like, that's where the level we're at.
Yeah. I'm not shocked. It makes sense that you didn't get vaxxed
or get COVID. Little coincidence there.
Oh, you didn't. You never got COVID either?
It is. I will say, I feel like it is such an anomaly that you did not get COVID.
Yeah.
The entire time.
I know a lot of people who didn't get it, but it's...
No, Kerrigan's super healthy.
No, but thank God Kerrigan didn't get it. I mean, your age, dude, you're very frail, man. You fucking...
Dude, speaking from your weight?
Dude, okay, I got COVID. I survived. I'm fine, dude.
Yeah, fine.
Before the podcast started, we had we tape measured everybody. If you listen to the pod with Dom Leonelli...
They measured... No, let's get it straight.
Switching the subject to something completely different.
They both got on top of me for some reason that I'm like... If I'm over 5'6", which I don't really care about at all, ladies. So they
short king, dude.
They put me against a wall with a measuring tape and measured me. Shoes off, of course.
Put you against a wall. We asked you to lean back against.
Yeah, that sounds way more violent than your fucking. It actually was.
Hey, I didn't mention the word violence just because I can tell a good story here. But yeah, so we all measured each other. We're all the exact same. Everyone was pretty much what they said they were, except for Dylan.
Yeah,
dude, I know. I said I was 5'9". I'm 5'9".
You were 5'10" last week on the pod. We have audio evidence
changed
of that. From week to week.
And week to week. The listeners know.
It's summertime. Everyone knows when summer hits, I'm 5'10".
Yeah.
Dude, in flip-flops, I'm 5'9", but sneakers, Air Maxes, 5'10" and a half,
yeah,
baby.
I've heard 5'10" for you for quite some time. Yeah, consistently.
Well, okay, well, that's fair.
Yeah, you had to change it because people called you out on it. And
dude, multiple people.
Multiple people, yeah. I mean, dude, it's a blatant lie.
I mean, if you're doing it, I don't care. But like, yeah. I don't care though, dude. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, of course.
You know why? It's the only thing about me that I can't change.
What, your height?
Yeah. That's why people get self-conscious about their height. I don't really care, but I would like to be like, I think everybody would like to be.
But you do care because you're saying you were 5'10" for 2 years, your whole life.
You know what? For a long time, I thought I was 5'10". But what's funny is because people get so self-conscious about it, but like even people who are like 6'2" are like, I wish I was like 6'3". Or people who are like fucking
it's called
5'5".
It's called getting greedy.
They wish they were 5'6", you know? Dude, you think about that. You're 5'6". You know how many people are out there wishing they were 5'6"?
Well, is that story supposed to make us feel better that you've been lying about your height? What do these stories have to do with it?
Well,
your
so
lies?
we did it. I'm 5'9", Arty's 5'11", and Kerrigan is 5'6".
Strong 5'6". Strong.
They had a Short Kings event. I saw this, but I think it was 5'8" and lower. You had to be to go to this. They had a bar. I saw it on TikTok. It was like a bar party, and to be a guy and get in, you had to be below 5'8".
Yeah.
5'8" or
people.
shorter.
People are idiots. Okay, let's just get that out there.
5'8" is not that short.
No, I know, dude.
Also, what a pathetic party, right?
No, but
what happened to your finger?
People are. Yeah, what happened to your finger?
I was yesterday when I was working like in the kitchen. My hand was on the ground, and someone opened the door, and the door went like over and sliced my middle finger.
Ow.
Yeah, it hurt.
It hurts. Okay, well.
It doesn't. I mean, it doesn't hurt now, but it's okay.
All right. Well, I'm glad that you feel better. Okay. Sorry to derail the whole conversation.
Yeah, I was going to say
so
people don't
concerned.
understand what a king or a queen is. Have you ever heard multiple people like I'm a king? There's only one king per like region. If everyone's a king, you're all commoners. That's not how it works. You know
I like
what I mean?
that's your problem with it is just the
It is.
fucking semantics
I heard two
of it.
women on the bus talk. She's like, "You're a queen, I'm a queen," and I was like, "I didn't know that the queen ate flaming hot Doritos." I didn't know that royalty was taking the bus.
You've always had an issue with people calling each other king and queen.
Oh, big time on the bus, bro. I got a big problem with it. Got a big problem with it.
Yeah.
It's called I want to knock on the side of the head like reality check. Hello,
Sure.
McFly. We're all borderline surviving right now, like little rats.
Taking 2 bus transfers.
Bus transfers. It's just the level of disrespect. The bus is for me. I hate the bus. I've argued with people. They think the bus is better. I think the bus is the lowest.
Yeah, dude.
Whenever I get the bus, there's always a guy yelling. You ever notice that? He comes on and he makes an announcement like you don't, and he tells you what not to do. He'd be like, don't look at me, or like if I see anybody, this is gonna happen. And you're just like.
The worst is when you're on the bus and it stops at a red light next to another bus, and you look over, and you guys just look at each other like. There's this level of just pure. It's one of the most purest forms of sadness. When you look at someone's eyes across the other bus, it's tough, man. It's tough. I don't know. I don't know.
I've taken the bus once. It's not great. But.
Yeah, I've taken it. But
dude, let's say this: you're not royalty if you have to take 3 trains to get from Queens to Brooklyn.
No,
you are not
absolutely
royal.
not.
No, 2.
Oh, maybe
at least,
maybe you are, but something's not clicking.
Something's wrong.
Yeah, somebody's not paying.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what were we? I feel like I derailed it. We derailed the combo.
That's good. It's fine. That's how it works in real life.
Yeah,
you switch it up. So what's going on? You're doing your food show, right?
No, I haven't. I cook all the time, but I haven't done.
What about overseas shit?
Working with Todd.
No, you going overseas?
Yeah, that's what. That's
Arty. For the people who are listening at home, Arty travels a lot. He goes to like foreign nations and.
Yeah, I travel a lot I work with Todd, and I travel a lot for work, and I travel a lot for pleasure. So,
ecstasy range.
I was saying I want to go to Colombia with you.
Yeah, I've been to Colombia before. I wouldn't
go back.
I would, but there's so many other countries that I want to go to before I go back.
What's next on the list? What's number 1?
Top 3 places
Okay.
I'm going to this year. I'm going to Mexico City in June. I'm going to India in July, and then my top. So I'd like to go to Japan. So hopefully next year if I can.
That'd be fun. Okay, so you want to tell people about what you do? I want to talk about this. I want to talk about because you now work. You want to talk about that, like what you do for work?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, dude, because that's fun. I think people are interested in that.
Oh, yeah.
Like especially I am. I'm always fascinated. So Arty works with like pickup coach, and he's like a dating coach, and he does like we've talked about you on the pod a couple times without names, sometimes with names. So if you ever listen back at talking about our friend who picks up women and talks to women and teaches people how to talk to other men and women, I guess you could apply it across genders. This is him. So yeah, dude. That's a fucking fancy way to introduce it. But dude, I'm just interested to hear, like, do you have, I know I've been out with you. Do you have stories about like just crazy interactions that you see? Like, first of all, who do you work with? Can you talk about that?
Yeah, I work with Todd V. So he's like whatever you want to call him, a dating coach, self-improvement coach, pickup artist. And I started working for him. Long story short, I broke up with my girlfriend, I'm not going to say her name, and I got a video sent to me like a few days later. It was Todd.
This is years ago, right? This is a couple years ago.
This was 3 years ago now.
Yeah.
To the day, legitimately, like the anniversary, because I remember I broke up.
Is today?
Within a few days, right? It was end of March, and
that would have been eerie.
Yeah, end of.
I planned it,
and I got a Todd video sent to me, and I remember at the time I was working my engineering job, so I was busy during the day, and I was doing comedy at the time, like every single night, and I was like,
and we were doing tours together.
And we were doing fucking unbelievably fun, food tours
Italian
together
food
on the
tours.
weekend. And I was like, dude, I don't want to do dating apps. I did them like once or twice and I hated them. And so I legitimately just started like talking to girls like at TJ Maxx, at coffee shops, on the way to work, at train, like any girl that I would see that I would find my type or attractive, I would just start approaching and talking to them, bombing almost every single interaction. And then I moved to New York, lived with Mikey here, and I got like an internship to travel with Todd and be like the film guy, just like filming like interviews with clients and filming Todd in the bars and stuff. And then it just kind of just kept like growing and growing. I kept doing it, and I just became one of his coaches.
Damn, dude. How many guys work for him?
How many coaches does he have?
Yeah.
He has one in Europe, 2 in the United States, and then he has a bunch of like people who do like like promoting, marketing, just like office stuff.
So you're like one of 3 like coaches under him.
Yeah, and then him being the main guy.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
because he's a huge he's pretty big, and people who are like in that like self-improvement dating scene. I feel like he was like one of the first guys to do that kind of like.
Dude, he's been doing this for 20 plus years, and crazy. He's a fucking. If anyone's in like the pickup community, like he's and I'm not just saying this because I'm biased and he's my boss and like I see him as like a mentor and a friend, but I don't know who else has as much knowledge and like experience as this guy does.
What do you think about this is a weird question, not a weird question, but I don't want to, it sounds like I'm trying to give you a curveball, but a lot of people, especially on TikTok, would like look, and like YouTube, social media, like look down on like men, like quote unquote, like picking up women, or like game, like day game or gaming, whatever you want to call it,
sure.
Where you're like approaching women. A lot of people like look at it in like a negative light, or has like a negative connotation. Like, what do you...
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely guys out there who, it's like you're playing with fire, because, there's definitely some dating coaches or out there who are just sleazy and then just trying to fuck women just to fuck as many women as possible. You know what I mean? So it's like...
Good point, yeah.
So it's like if you see those guys doing it, and obviously it's like a negative energy, and you're like, oh, well, fuck that guy. All he's trying to do is just like pick up that girl and fuck her, and that's it. So I can see why people tie all... maybe like dating coaches and pick the pickup industry as one, but we kind of try to teach something differently.
What do you try, you guys? Because I've gone out with you sometimes, and
yeah.
It's much like, I feel like it's a much different, like what I was anticipating. It's much different than what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah,
it felt very much like it was just like teaching, almost like not confidence necessarily, but like just like, hey, nothing matters. Like confidence, just have fun and like talk to people. People are out because they want to talk to you and you want to talk to them. Just be social. Don't like look at your phone. It's just like, it felt like just encouragement to like do that.
Yeah, it's a couple things. I mean, this I don't know if you have a specific question, but if I had to like summarize like what we do, it's one, helping people go from 0 to 1, doing the actual approach, which is terrifying.
So fucking intimidating, dude.
Yeah.
Have you ever done it with them, Kerrigan?
No, but I did it for a while. Total without any of the good tricks, obviously, and I was doing train approaches because I got. That's when you're confident,
dude.
I got
train approaches are tough.
I got confident at the time. The first
you
rejection,
can't leave.
The first rejection, maybe up until the third. That if anyone's out there, you're gonna get the first one hurts. Second one, after the third, I was like, dude, I don't even care anymore. So I'm talking to this girl. She was hot, and I wanted to talk to her. And I go, this is boom, do it, bang. Lady across the way immediately starts like making faces, and I think she was saying stuff. Like, I can't, this ain't going to work. Like this lady was, I was being heckled. So I'm on the train pickup is the worst. You got noise, you got this. And I didn't get her number, but I didn't get like a hard rejection. Like I got I walked away with victory, and I was like looking at that lady like, eat that, but because she was openly heckling me. At 5'6", it's like any other obstacles I need here? Throw some oil on the ground, maybe some spikes,
some marbles,
some like fireballs. Like, here, eat this.
Yeah,
it does feel
Kerrigan,
when you're a single guy. I gotta get out here. Like, I don't know if women know this. Like, when you're real single, first of all, that's the most unattractive thing to women is being single. They find that unattractive, and you're in like a negative. You feel like you're in a It's not easy to just, and you don't have any money, so you have to like to show confidence. Like, you kind of gotta. You got to coach yourself up. You're like, you don't have any money. You got a hole in your shoe. How are you going to talk to this broad?
Yeah. I mean, it also teaches you, like his thing is teaches you to gain confidence, have options, legitimately have options. And then instead of being like, oh my God, I hope the girl likes me. It's like, no. I hope I like her.
It's a good, that is a great perspective change.
Your perspective, it's great. Cause then you're not chasing and like being like, cause how many times you talk to a beautiful girl and you're like, oh my God, you're this and that, and she just knows that she can have you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, she has her look. She was born with that, which is, it can be intimidating, obviously, to approach a very attractive girl, but just like find out if you guys legitimately.
Because that's the thing. Once you start to get to know people, like you very much might not vibe with that person. Be like, oh, this person's not a fun person to be around. Like we don't connect on any level. And other than the fact that they are physically or visually attractive, we don't connect about any other thing. Right? So like that is a great perspective to have.
You could take it two ways, right? If you meet a girl and you approach her and you don't vibe with her at all personality wise, you could be like, hey, no worries, I hope you have a nice day. Or if you know what you're doing, you can be like, okay, I don't vibe with you personality wise, but we're both two attractive people and we would have fun together.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Sexually, we would like, I've had relationships with the girls where, like the conversation wouldn't be the greatest, but we would have, like go out and have a drink together. Mm-hmm. But sexually, our chemistry was like, really good.
There we go, dude.
Yeah.
Now, Kerrigan, what do you think? Just going to say, can you give us some of your worst dating stories ever? No.
I haven't been on, first of all, I'm not a prolific dater. So, but
I don't know
I have one for you. I have one for you.
Were you there?
I wasn't there.
You might as well have been, because
Kerrigan's just having dates in your living room.
I want witnesses at some of these dates.
The girl where you dressed up and you had the nice shoes and the cashmere sweater, and she was ripping on your shoes and cashmere sweater.
Dude, wearing cash, dress shoes, nice pants. This girl wore.
You look good. I remember I saw you. You look good.
I remember the immediate look. I was immediately angry at her outfit. And I'm not like a fashionista. I was like, it was an insult to the date. She was wearing some sort of a unitard. These Ghostbuster suits. No, these Ghostbuster suits that women are now wearing as like, dude. It's
like a painter's fucking outfit.
You know what I'm talking about? It's a one piece.
Oh, okay.
It's like a pantsuit. It looks like some.
I like that. Dude.
Yeah, what you wear when you go plumbing or Ghostbusting.
Yeah, no.
It's not attractive to men. It's like, I was like, what are we doing here?
A specific type of girl wears.
Yeah, are we like roto-rooting a toilet after this date? So she.
What color was the suit?
Not a good color. It was like blue, like just. And I'm just like, did you put this? What did she put this on? What was in her mind? I assume what she put in her mind is like, I want this guy. I'm like, this guy's a loser. Mm-hmm. Like,
yeah, dude, you put your nice shoes on, you put your sweater on.
Yeah, she didn't even.
Comment on the
cash.
Kerrigan came home and he goes, dude, she didn't even comment on the cash.
She said she basically said everyone has the dress shoes I wear. And I'm like, okay. Like, was I supposed to go out to like Australia for this date when you roll up here looking like a janitor?
Also,
I'm sick of being nice to women off the top. I should be as a man. Next time that happens, I'll go, listen, before we start this date, I can tell that you either put this outfit together out of pure spite or disrespect for me. And we're not continuing this date until you explain why you wore that.
Well, you know what's insane?
You know what? I think that would go good for you.
Yes.
You know what's insane? Two things.
Yeah.
One, the girl having like just the willingness to disrespect Kerrigan, but also
I also don't think that's a disrespectful thing.
Okay,
what to say you have shitty dress shoes?
I figured it out.
Oh, well, that is.
She's the one who got me kicked off a Hinge.
You think?
Yeah.
Why?
Kicked off a Hinge.
Yeah, I'm kicked off a Hinge.
Okay, well,
it's a real fucking.
We'll do it off.
It's a real.
He talks about it all the time. Yeah, he got banned from Hinge.
But also,
Why? What happened?
Nothing, because I didn't call her back after the date.
And then she insulted your shoes, and you insulted.
I didn't insult her, but I should have.
I don't think the dressing. It is rude to kind of make fun of your shoes, I guess, if you're just first meeting.
Would I roll up on a date in swim trunks? You know what I'm saying?
Then again, I don't know. We weren't there. Who knows what her tone?
It was probably very just like playful and sarcastic.
It was not an attractive,
fun.
Because who's doing that to a strange guy?
Listen, women who say sarcastic on their profile means unmarriable. It just when you see a woman says, "Hey, like my major character," she says it right off the top. It means she's spiteful, she's mean, bitter, been used.
How would you describe yourself, Kerrigan?
I'm a sweetheart. Are you kidding me? This is sweet. This is heart, baby.
Dude, we're getting a lot of followers on TikTok, so maybe one of these. Maybe we can.
We love the followers in TikTok.
To the New York City TikTokers, ladies who are following us, Kerrigan is single, looking for a date. If you'd like to see that guy in a cashmere sweater, hello. Would you wear, if someone hit you up on Instagram or TikTok and saw this pod and asked you on a date, would you wear the same outfit with the cashmere sweater?
Is this cash?
No, this isn't. But I have another cash at home. Yeah, oh yeah.
And the nice date shoes.
I got to get new shoes. Those are worn out by now. And I've lost confidence in them because that woman. Broad. Jeez. I was in an elevator too. I couldn't even get out of it. She's ragging on my shoes in the elevator.
Oh, that was the lady who. Wait, the date ripped on your shoes?
Who did you think was ripping on my shoes?
No. Well, you said that. No, a couple weeks ago we talked about the fact that you were doing a painting job and the woman in the elevator made fun of your shoes.
I had holes in my shoes.
Okay, I thought there was the same.
Why is everyone so comfortable just throwing fucking jabs?
Dude, a lot of people are out there just fucking living on the edge.
They see you when you're down. Your blood.
I don't know. Maybe they
low.
try to make a joke out of it, and then people take it the wrong way.
That's what I think, dude. I like to walk around, make jokes, and have fun, and people don't like that all the time.
Oh yeah, nice. Just fucking finger pointing,
all right,
twisting people's nipples.
It took Arty 23 minutes to fucking start fucking ripping on.
Dude, Arty. This is for the fans at home. Arty. One time I got in
straight
Arty's
up
car.
bully.
This is a funny Arty story. I get in his car, and it wasn't summertime, and you had fireworks all over your car, they were stashed in the side. And I'm like, dude, bro, what's up with the fireworks all over your car? He goes, looked at me like I should know it. He goes, dude, those are Dylan fireworks. I was like, what? I was like, does he like fireworks? No, he's like, no, these are we throw them at him. And then I knew there was a group thing, and I'm like, this is premeditated. They're like, yeah.
Yeah, that was Arty's a straight up bully. He likes to fucking.
For the people at home, you guys, Arty, and Dylan and I didn't run them, but I used to do shows with them. They used to run shows together.
Dylan would.
Bro, remember we ran that. Hot queso. It was this little room in a basement, dude, and it was in this Mexican restaurant that was also a bar. It was such a dive, dude. It was so bad. It was fun because I ran it with you, but dude, it was such a bad room. Used to have to ask people to not order the fajitas.
Oh yeah, because there was no ventilation system in the basement, dude, so it would just smoke up
out the room.
And then dude, the two people we had at the show couldn't fucking wash the car.
Dude, we'd have dizzy. 6 people there, and we'd be like, "Hey, thanks for coming. Please don't order the fajitas. It will ruin the show."
Yeah, yeah.
Please refrain. Have them upstairs after, but
yeah, that was one of the shows we ran. But then you ran.
Then they shut down. That whole fucking place shut down. After the guy ripped us off for the $50.
Oh, yeah, we're doing. Let's give a shout out right now to the show we're running tonight, and
before people tune out.
Yeah.
No. I think this has been a great app. Well, I mean, we don't do plugs halfway, but if you are in the Lower East Side, we got shows 7:00 and 9:00 every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday at Old Man Hustle in the Lower East Side. Old Man Hustle, Lower East Side. Just look it up on Instagram or follow me on my Instagram, and I post about it all the time.
Or me, Mike T. Kerrigan.
Or Mike T. Kerrigan, or Arty P. Live. We'll do plugs at the end, too. But
the reason I mentioned it, great date bar. Great date bar to go to.
There?
Yeah.
I have a really good date bar.
That's why I'm not a coach. I don't know what I'm talking. In my mind, it's a great bar because everyone there it's like a small bar.
Go to a stand-up show for a date?
No, just the bar itself after the show.
Oh, I would never go to a fucking stand-up show for a
I think stand-up show,
it's a nightmare. Because then you guys potentially might laugh at different things, or she just doesn't laugh and you're laughing at the Jeffrey Dahmer jokes.
Or she's calling you, the guy who just does all crowd work to your first date.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not a good idea. But yeah, like a divey bar, yeah.
I have a good date bar in the Lower East Side, but I don't want to say it because then everybody's gonna know about it.
Just fucking say it. What do you mean? Yeah,
you know it.
It's called 12.
Dunkin' Donuts.
12.
169 bar.
I don't know it.
You've never been? Oh, it's in the Lower East. I've been there a few times. It's really,
I have legitimately a whole list of good bars.
Really?
In Manhattan, and because I'll go to them, like I like exploring different bars like once or twice a week.
You sent me that one, the jazz. What was it? Tomi Jazz? Was that the name?
I don't know.
It was real good. It was that like Japanese jazz bar.
Dude,
it was so good.
What kind of food?
It was Midtown.
Sushi?
No. Just like all different. It was like sake. That's what I remember mostly. It was a lot of sake, and but the food was delicious.
Yeah. Like I like
Midtown.
going to a bar is super important.
Mm-hmm.
You go to a place and it's just super like bright. And it's just like, this is...
I don't like loud. Dude, I have no...
Yeah, if it's
well, you're 70 years old.
Exactly.
So that makes sense.
That's called I have dignity in class, and I don't want to be screaming while they pump like...
Yeah. Lounges are good.
Lounges are
wine bars.
Whatever she's up to, like a dolphin at this point. And they're like, this is art.
Nice.
Like, these people have pentagrams on their foreheads.
I want to talk about we talked about this whole dating thing. Do you have any like crazy stories from dating? Any times like you've like either seen people you're like coaching, approach someone and it went like really bad or really good? Like, do you have any stories that come to mind that are like, oh, that'll be fun?
Yeah, I mean, like getting rejected or whatever is always fun. Two come to my mind, right? I remember I was walking in the East Village, and I saw this girl. And I was like, "Oh, I want to approach her." And like I walked up like beside her, next to her, and like she saw me in her like peripherals, and before I even spoke, she just puts up her hand and goes, no." And I was like, dude, yeah. I was like, that would if that was me my first month, I would never approach ever again. But I legitimately, not bragging, but I was just like walking to a date. And I was like, thank God I have like, and then we coach students who are like beginner, have never approached, and we'll do day game, which is when you approach girls like in the park, at coffee shops, just outside at the mall. And this one kid approached this girl, and he went up to her and he was just like, "Hey, excuse me." And she looked at him. He goes, "You look very sad." Which here's the thing is, and then she looked at him. She looked at him and obviously like confused. She's like, "Who is this kid?" And then he just, instead of going like, "Oh, my bad, I thought you had like an interesting look, wanted to come say hi, blah blah blah, whatever," he just goes, "What happened?"
That's my great.
God!
And she walked, and obviously she walked away. But it's also, that was probably, I don't know, his argument. That's probably better than not approaching. He learned, I mean, I don't know.
Learned what didn't work.
Learned what didn't work. Because so many people they're like, I don't know what to say when I approach. So here's an example. Don't do that. Right?
Hey, you look real sad.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, there's definitely been stories of just like, it's most of the time it's like when a girl is, I don't know, nothing crazy.
Yeah, I remember in Boston when you made me do it, like not made me, but I was like, it was we were walking and you do this thing where you're like, okay, you got to do it, because if you don't, you're going to regret it, or the longer you wait, the more intense it is, whatever, the more nervous you're going to get.
It's always worse in your head, the outcome.
Dude, I remember this was years ago, 3 years ago probably, right in the beginning, in the middle of the day, in the middle of downtown crossing, you were like, okay, and you were like pointed at this woman. You were like, go up and talk to her. I'm like, dude, she's going to work. She don't want to talk to me. Dude, I literally walked up to her and I was like, excuse me. And she was like, yeah. And I was like, do you know where I can get like coffee? And she was like, oh yeah. And I was literally so shocked that I was like talking to this person.
Yeah.
That she was like, yeah, you can go right over that way. And I was like, thank you. And I just like walked away.
I specifically remember that. You were super nervous, obviously. And I told you to approach, and you were beyond shocked that she was just like so helpful. She's like, yeah, actually there's like one here, one here. And you didn't even listen to what she said. You were just like, yeah. Okay. And then just walked the other way. So she must have been like, who is this fucking...
That's not even trying to like pick up a woman or get her number. I'm just asking for directions. So that's not the way to do it.
No.
But oh man, it was so funny. But then we've gone out to Mr. Purple, and that's very fun.
Yeah, it's fun. I prefer during the day than at night at like bars and stuff like that, honestly. But
I told you what happened after we talked to a couple people at Mr. Purple. I got that girl's number, You remember this? And then I texted you the next day because then they left. They said that they were leaving and going to another bar. So then we started talking to other people, other women, walking around, and we talked to those older women who were there. I'm like I don't know. They were like not older, but like in their probably early 40s or whatever. Do you remember those women?
No. But either way,
many ladies.
I believe you.
But dude, we were talking to them, hanging out, and listen, I didn't make out with anyone in the bar. But do you remember the next day? I texted that girl and I sent you a screenshot and I was like, hey, it was nice meeting you from earlier in the night. We should grab a drink sometime. And she texted me back. She was like, it was great meeting you too. I especially liked watching you making out with another woman after you got my number.
She was just giving you shit. Also, what do you...
We never went out.
Yeah, no shit. But also, what do you... Like, what are you only supposed to talk to one person and then just fucking call it a night?
Yeah. It's like, okay, we are now in a relationship.
Can you imagine if you said that to her? You know what I mean? It was just like...
Oh, my God. That's a psychotic thing to say.
Exactly. It's like, yeah. It was nice to meet you, too, especially after I saw you talk to that other guy.
That's actually hilarious because that's an immediate red flag. If I said that, they would be like, yo, that guy's
because I think she said it obviously just like kidding around and just busting your balls and shit testing you. And if you said that, that'd be actual like, you need help.
This guy is a psycho.
I like when girls say that.
What?
They're just jealous off the top. I'm like, all right, good.
Yeah.
Like, who the hell were you talking about?
Yeah. Yeah. So, but no, I don't know. No crazy stories. Mostly, you know what it has been? It's just mostly students are just like, I just want to get better at talking with women. That's it.
Are you sad? That's going to be the title of the episode.
I like that as a pickup line.
You look sad.
Because anyone that says yes, you're like, all right, this girl's perfect.
That one was fantastic. Dude, I had to walk away because I was laughing so hard, and I didn't want to laugh in front of the student's face. Yeah. But I was like, because I think he was also from a completely different country where like English was a second language, so I didn't want to I don't think he knew why it was funny. Maybe he was like so in the moment.
That makes it so much more funny.
Yeah.
For me,
yeah,
you know what I mean, yeah, for sure. But I didn't want to laugh at him and be like,
I mean, well, that would be a traumatic experience. It's like I paid these dating coaches to coach me how to date. And they laughed and mocked me in front of a woman that had just rejected me.
Yeah,
that's like the true nightmare. He's like,
exactly.
In your head is like people on the sidewalk. They're all pointing. They go, no, that's him. He's not right there.
Because he only just feels good when you can get rejected and then come back to one of the coaches to make him feel better. And I'm just fucking sitting there pointing at him and laughing.
Did he get better?
Yeah, everybody gets better after the weekend when you do just like a shitload of approaches.
That's. Oh, man,
but it's all, it's like, you definitely get better. You learn stuff, and then it's just on you to continue it.
That is hilarious. Yeah. No, we had Kim back on a couple weeks ago, and he was talking about his experiences and yours. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me and Kim back legitimately started together. We both broke up with our girls at the exact same time, and we were working in Boston. I would just eat my lunch early, and I would just go talk to girls at like coffee shops and TJ Maxx, and then I'd approach girls after.
Some people go to the gym. Some people fucking read a book.
Yeah, I mean, what's crazy? It's like after I did it for a little bit, I was like, I can't believe how many like cultured international women I'm meeting, or just girls in general that are saying yes to me and going on dates. I'm like, this is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I wanted to talk about Boston too.
What about
not to move on from your dating stuff, Mike? Do you have anything to add? You want to ask any questions about any advice?
No.
Okay.
I don't want any tips. I want
Kerrigan's perfect.
Exact way I am, just stumbling like a drunken raccoon through trash, knocking over everything, getting the cops called on me.
It's such a bad analogy.
Hey, it's out there now.
The raccoons are adorable though.
Just referring to
they
dating.
Also have rabies.
Yeah.
I think he referred to the pool of women he's dating as the trash, and he's the drunken raccoon.
I said what I said.
Yeah.
Raccoon's not been drinking. Don't throw in the drinking. He's stumbling from the rabies.
Sure.
All right, so yes, what did you want to talk about?
I want to talk about Boston, dude, because you grew up there, and you've told me so many crazy stories. I don't know how many we can get into, and what you want to say / legally can say about the nefarious activities that you used to be into before you, which you would probably say comedy saved your life, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Do you want to talk about that stuff?
Which stuff?
I mean, so you were. Like you used to like do drugs quite a bit and like sell drugs quite a bit.
Yeah. I was addicted to Oxycontin and Percocets. And
that fucking smile.
I was just, selling a shitload of Percocets, pills, weed for a significant amount of time, coke, but mostly pills towards the height of my addiction and fucking sadness.
And the height of his addiction, just for the people at home, was like also like that's when, especially where we're from in Boston and other places, that's when the place was flooded with OCs. Everyone was, you could visibly see people hooked on the streets.
Yeah, it was, I graduated 2008. The grade that was 2 years older than me, they got it the worst. But
yeah, when it first hit, that was probably around my I didn't get into it.
So 2008 high school?
2008 high school, yeah.
A lot of ODing, people.
I know it's so long ago now,
hooked, but just for the people at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I started selling weed right when I got into college. For 2 years, and then the kid who I was grabbing weed from, his dealer got caught by the DEA. And okay, so I could tell this story. And I remember my buddy, his name's Steve. I'm not gonna say his last name, obviously. Not like it fucking matter. But he got caught by the cops, and he had a list of people who owed him money. And I was on that list, but I was outside of the bubble where the cops didn't come up to me or bust me or arrest me. But he had to get paid back everything on that list to get acquitted or something, So I remember he called me and I found out later that his phone was tapped when he called me, and I had I think it was 15 or 16,000. It was 14,900. I think it was for some reason that exact number that I owed him, and I had to meet him on a street when he was driving, and I just throw the cash into his car. So that was the end of my weed dealing.
He just was driving around while the cops were monitoring him and collecting money from people?
Yeah, it was on his street, and he met me at that specific time.
Did you get in trouble for that?
I never got in trouble. I never got in trouble once.
What happened to the money?
I don't know. I think they had to collect it. The cops had to collect it, or
so the cops are pay us $100,000 that all these people owe us and owe you, and we'll let you off scotch-free.
It was, I didn't get into details, but it was something like that where he was owed a significant amount of money, and he just had to collect it from everybody, and I gave it to him, and that was the end of my selling weed, and then I started Percocets right after that.
Were you already into perks though on a personal level? Or had you had not messed with perks at all and was bang?
Yeah, how did this start? Were you using them and then just because you don't like weed, right? You don't really smoke.
So you weren't even you weren't smoking crazy weed and selling. You were just selling weed.
I was just selling weed. It was pure profit. It was pure profit. It was pure profit until the people who I would sell to, didn't pay me back or got fucked over or whatever. But I just started dabbling with them once a week. I remember at that time I was I'd call OC Sundays where Animal Planet was on, and me and my buddy would meet up and just take a bunch of perks and watch Animal Planet. When the new what was it?
Planet
Earth would come out on Sundays. And and then it just spiraled from doing it once a week to twice a week to 3 times a week to just doing $300 worth of Percocets a day.
Oh wow.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
So then at what point did you start selling them?
I started selling them almost immediately, because I was like, I don't have the money to do these every day, and I was like, I'm not gonna rob people. I never, well, I did it once or twice, but or maybe I was maybe I was in charge of it. I don't know if I directly did it. But
legally, it pretty much doesn't matter.
It's either way. Either
way, it's pretty bad.
Either way, it's bad. It's pathetic. Whatever it is. But everybody kind of chooses their own avenue, I guess. Right when they start doing perks. For me, it was I was good at selling drugs. I enjoyed it. I guess at the time, I made money, and so that's I started immediately selling them. Met a couple people who were drug dealers, and they just kind of consistently supplied me with them, and I just never stopped.
Damn.
Until I had to.
Why did you have to? What caused it? Because it's so interesting. I feel like it's obviously a totally different life, but I met you after all this, so you're such a sweetheart. I could never picture any of
I'm sure not too many people have referred to Arty as a sweetheart.
I mean, he's way more of a sweetheart than you are, dude.
I disagree.
No, dude, definitely.
Yeah, debatable.
When I first met Arty, did I ever tell? I told Arty the story, right? It was at Grandma's.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing
not their grandma's.
It was Arty's
mic.
second or third mic. First time.
Grandma's basement.
Grandma's basement.
House.
Famous open mic and show place. It was either your first or third. It was the first time I seen you. Because I remember I got kind of like not a spat, but like a disagreement with an older comic on the scene who was like hating on a guy who was just like never been up. Like he was like he had he had buried you so hard. I didn't know you or like or dislike you. I was almost already on your side. It's like, bro, chill out.
Oh, he was talking shit about me?
Yeah, he goes, this fucking guy is the worst comedian I've ever seen. And they announced, like, it was like your second time, like, looking at this guy, I'm like, dude, this guy's full of hate. But anyway, so Arty gets on, hoodie, black eye, looks like he just ran out of like a bank robbery into Grandma's. Does pretty well. I could tell you were visibly nervous, but you did good. Yeah. And I could tell when you got off stage, you're like, you know what I mean? You're like, yes.
Yeah.
And that was my first introduction to Arty. So I knew he was from the streets. Right off the
I
top.
know the stories, dude, but I've never seen any hint of that character. It's always just been positivity from Arthur.
Yeah, I mean, even when I was like, I don't know, just deep in like the drug scene, it was never like I was surrounded by like heroin addicts and like junkies. I was always surrounded by like, I was in college. I was in engineering school. And
it's crazy.
And legitimately the people that I surrounded myself with who were also addicts were fellow engineers.
Dude, it's nice to know that the people who are building our bridges and roadways are the people who were fucking sleeping through school.
Yeah, it was like a group. It was like a big, like our class. It was a big group of us who just got real heavy into the scene.
Damn.
And it was like, it was engineers, civil engineers, mechanical engineers, project managers. It was like, I remember it was like 10 of us or like 12 of us, like our clique. And it just, I don't know. You're surrounded by those people. You're in that environment, and it's hard to get out unless you physically take yourself out.
Dude.
Yeah. When I didn't leave that scene, but whenever you leave anything like that, drinking behind, like you're on your own. Yeah. For a while. Yeah. That's the thing. Like you really are on your own. You got to break out. They're like, is it fun? It's not going to be fun. No. You know what I mean? Fun's out.
It's beyond depressing.
But you got to go through it. I feel when you look back, I really look at it as a very positive time in my life when I stopped doing what I was doing, because although you're not having fun, like you're finally dealing with. You don't deal with anything when you're like that. There's so many things in your life.
Yeah, it's like mail.
Yeah. It's like emotional or anything. You're not. That's not even a question. You're like, that's not being dealt with. Like
you're suppressing.
You're talking about emotional trauma. I'm like, you don't pay your like credit card bills.
No, you're suppressing everything, and you like when you first stop doing it, there's like a month of pure withdrawals. You're having emotional withdrawals, physical withdrawals. You're depressed because of the drugs, which is the only time I've ever been depressed in my life. But it's like you need that if you want to keep going.
That's the way I was when I first quit comedy.
No, alcohol.
Yeah. So me and you were in a similar
Yeah,
similar vibe. I mean, I was not feeling funny. Like if they were like, I felt the least funny in my life, but I knew that was the time. And you know what? I guess my nerves, there's an adjustment to, I don't know about pills, but socializing. Like you kind of have this, you're like chugging Red Bulls and like smoking cigarettes, and it's just not that. And eventually you realize like this is whack. So you start to calm down around people. Like it's weird being out in a group of people when you used to drink all the time. Yeah. And now you don't drink. And they're always asking you, they're like, dude, do you want to drink?
Yeah.
I want to drink.
What helped you stay sober?
Well, I would say 100% God got me sober, kept me sober. And if I wasn't sober, I don't think I would have done comedy. Because people were always like, I was always funny. And people were like, you should do comedy. When you're a drunk, or especially a drunk, and you drink, you talk about what you want to do when you're drinking. Like every local guy, that hangs out at the local bar, he has a dream. If you ask him, he's like, I want to be a singer or something. But
the worst is when you do a coke on a couch with 4 people.
Oh, everybody's got a plan.
Everyone's got $1 million idea.
Plans, baby.
Dude, tomorrow morning when we wake up, we're changing the world.
Yeah, I don't think I would be doing comedy. That's for sure. So I quit, started doing comedy. And then it was great because also if I was partying and for some reason I'd started to do comedy, comedy's so like, especially open mics, not a fun vibe. You're like, this is not cool. So it's great when you're getting sober. You're like, I'm not having fun, and these people are not fun. Yeah. Like they don't even know how to have fun. Some of them. they think that's a fun night. You're like at an open mic. You're like, dude, this is like a suicide cult.
Yeah, I've heard one comic one time we were on the train. You guys I'm sure you can guess his name.
Yeah, say it.
No, I'm not going to say it.
No, say the story and I'll guarantee.
Yeah. Just don't say it on the pod because I don't say because I actually like the kid. But we were on the train and he was just like going from like mic to mic and he's like this is like the funnest night I've ever had.
Oh, I remember that night. It actually was, to be honest,
it was a
fun night.
It was a fun night.
That was when all these guys first moved to New York. So we would be on the trains. Like I said, I used to think it was just something was more fun, and we'd all be talking so loud. You know what I mean? So just loud, going on, carrying on.
Yeah.
But it was a fun vibe.
Yeah. You got to tell me the name because I don't know who it is. After the show.
It's fine.
Oh, yeah, you know.
Yeah, I'm sure. Dude, what made you stop? What made you like just stop and start doing comedy?
Stop doing pills?
Yeah, what got you off? What was your breaking point where you're like, the pills are done? Did you OD or were you
Because you've always told me, you've always just said it was just like one day you just decided to stop.
Yeah, I remember when after I graduated college, I went to Poland for like 4 or 5 weeks. So I pretty much like was like, all right, there's no pills there. And I just went to like my own way of rehab by just not doing. You know what it was? It was I went to my aunt's house for 5 days in Poland. And I mean, God bless her, but it's the most boring, mundane environment. There's nothing going on in her town. There's 2 channels on TV. So I was like, I'm gonna put myself through hell for a week.
Yeah.
And I was like, if I get through this week, it'll be fine. Because then every day after that is like I'm seeing friends and stuff like that. So I put myself through that, but I came back and I was still dabbling with them. And what legitimately made me stop is I would jot down ideas for like bits for comedy. Mm-hmm. Almost every day, just like, oh, this would be funny. None of it would be funny, but like, just writing down ideas, whatever, just at the time I thought would be good. Yeah. And when I would do a Percocet, I remember I couldn't think of any ideas for like 3 or 4 days. I was like I was like cloudy haze. Yeah. And I was like, I don't like that. And I just stopped doing that after I got, that like cloudy haze. Just no more, never did them again. 2013.
Wow. Damn.
Yeah.
Dude.
Almost 10 years.
This one's a good one, dude. I felt like we might have talked about this. We never did a podcast before, did we?
We've done maybe like a trial of one.
Unreleased.
Well, it's a great. I don't know if you feel comfortable telling the story of when you wrote. I don't know if you were wasted or something. Before you did comedy. It was like,
I know
kind
this
of
story.
Got you into comedy.
What happened?
You like wrote to a comedian.
Oh, Bill Burr.
Yeah.
I was coked out of my mind.
This story is such a great story because people have been when you're yacked up, the thing like you are in that moment, like when you're writing to Bill Burr, you're like, dude, he's gonna get this like a bullet, like he's just gonna be like he's waiting for it.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
he's like, this kid's got
it.
Dude,
I remember my dad came home from work at 6 a.m. I was coked up writing a letter, and I was like, my dad was asking me questions. I was like, dude, I don't have time right now for your questions. I'm writing a letter to
let's
Bill.
do it. This is the Bill Burr letter story from Arty.
Oh,
dude, I wish you had a copy of the letter.
Oh,
we put it on it would be so great.
It would be so funny,
It'd be
dude.
funny if Bill Burr had it. He's like, yeah, this guy was deranged.
Dude.
I'm telling you.
Oh my God, dude. I don't remember. That's so crazy you brought that up. It's almost like
like a dream,
I'm
right?
ashamed.
Dude, you should DM him on Instagram and see if he still has it. He'll be like, Jesus.
I never sent it.
You never sent it?
No, because I woke up a few hours later.
Oh, I thought you sent it, dude.
No, I wrote it.
That's
and by the way,
worse,
I hated Coke, but one of my friends was like, we would hang out. You hang out as drug addicts, and one of them was a cokehead. So like I would just naturally do Coke when he was around. And I was just, I don't know, just coked out of my mind. And like when they left my house, I was just wrote a letter to Bill Burr about bits that he should do.
Oh my God, that's so much worse, dude. I thought it was gonna be like, it's always my dream to do stand up. Do you have any advice?
No, I think it was funny. I think it was
so funny, dude.
I think it was also that, and like just being like, hey, which is like what he definitely doesn't want to hear. It's like, oh, I see pieces of me and you up there.
Oh, Jesus.
I forget what I actually said, but the whole message of the letter to Bill Burr was these would be fantastic bits that you should do, and if you ever need me as a writer, to let me know. Oh my God. I can't.
I remember you telling me that story, and I was like, "That is a great podcast. It's a great podcast story. It's a story that a comedian like Bill Burr would hear that, and he would be like, yes, and he'll tell you all about. He's like, I get these letters every day.
That's the thing, yeah. I'm like a somewhat coherent person, so I'm sure he has gotten so many letters where people just shit face on a certain amount of drugs. Not to fucking justify me here.
Like
but
my mom's always sending me. She's like, I got a new one for you, a new joke she's picked up.
That's a little different.
But she doesn't know. Like, she really thinks I'm gonna go up there and read some joke she got at like church or 7-Eleven.
Oh man,
it's probably good material. 7-Eleven.
Who knows? I don't think she even goes there. Costco would be more her scene.
That's so funny, dude. You just sent it. You all of a sudden 10 years later, you see him doing your bits.
That
on
would
a
be
special.
hilarious.
All of a sudden, Arty's like, I came up
them?
with the fucking child soldier bit.
Child soldier.
That's my bit, dude. I gave that to him 10 years ago.
Yeah, I was on my. Yeah, I don't know.
Do you think you still have the letter somewhere?
No, there's no way. Because I got rid of my old laptop a few months ago. But yeah, I'm assuming I deleted it within 12 hours.
Also, it's way better. I'm picturing it that it was not on a computer. I'm picturing it being handwritten on a yellow
I prefer
legal pad.
I don't like yellow, but I do prefer if I do write, which I haven't written in so long. But I prefer like actually physically writing.
Okay, we're getting towards we just hit an hour. But the one thing I wanted to bring up too, and we can either talk about it, end on it, whatever. Is you grew up in Braintree, right?
Yeah.
In
Did
Massachusetts.
you start out in Dorchester?
Born in Dorchester. I'd always say I'm from but I moved out. Well, me and my family moved out when I was 6 or 7, and then I grew up in Braintree. But I'd always go back and forth to Dorchester because of like Polish school and my cousins and church and stuff like that.
That's like a typical. The way Arty was brought up is like for me, it's the exact same. First generation.
Yeah.
You start out this is like the dream of first generation. You start out in the city like I did till about 7 or 8, and then you move to the suburbs. That's like the move of the first generation kid. And in Boston, it's like, it's actually a big move.
Yeah.
Because I don't know why, like, moving to the suburbs is not respected. You know what I mean? It's never an upward for me.
You come back, they're like, the suburban kid, though.
Yeah. They're like, and you're like, dude, I have the worst car. I still have the worst car in the neighborhood. Like, we're a joke.
Well, people who have the most civic pride have never left their fucking street. You know what I mean? Like, dude, you moved out of East 4th Street and East 5th Street. It's
this
like, dude,
country, they have so much pride. It's like
walked a mile outside of your neighborhood.
Yeah. So you moved to Braintree at around 7, 8, start like first, second grade, third grade.
Yeah, first grade, yeah.
So my question is I know Mike's told a bunch of stories about the kids he grew up with and like the type of friends fighting and like just crazy stuff. Do you have those same experiences with like friends doing like you and friends fighting, doing crazy stuff in your neighborhood, either Dorchester, Braintree, whatever?
Yeah, we would get in fights. I think every single Friday in middle school. Not me. I was always just tiny and a fucking pussy. You know what I mean? And now I'm just tall and a pussy.
Was this like a fight club that was being ran? They're like just throwing kids into the ring?
Just a bunch of shirtless middle schoolers just fighting in the gym.
Yeah, easy with your dream here. It was just it was like when we were 7th or 8th grade, it would just be fights every single week. After school, behind, the church at CCD class. Going to movie theaters and like starting fights from, people from like town over, like Milton and what other town would we fight? South Boston, Dorchester, Charlestown, maybe. I don't know. It was like I was around that group of kids just because I would want to be cool, but I would never like be really like involved.
Yeah.
But yeah, fights all the time for sure. Yeah.
You're also a big prank guy. Did that start at that age? Like, were there pranks that you were doing?
Hold on. I wouldn't call dealing OxyContin pranking people.
Well, I was gonna say pranks, but I'm more going into like breaking into like just crazy stuff that has now you've toned down to like general pranking.
Are you asking if like me watching fights inspired my pranking?
No. I'm saying with these kids, like growing up with them. I don't know. Like, I
think
feel
Dylan's trying to say, were you like a big prankster? Were you like running around doing pranks on?
I think I've always been someone who enjoys messing with people that I'm close with, and just scheming, right? Yeah, I don't know. I've always like enjoyed like pranking people and stuff like that. At a young age. I don't know if it was because of where I grew up necessarily. I have no idea. I don't know if I'm also answering your question.
Not really, but we're just talking here, dude.
That's fine.
There are no wrong answers on
there are no wrong answers. We're just having a conversation.
It was a very vague question, right?
Yeah. No, yeah, it was. It was a bad question. It was more of other than fighting, was there other crazy stuff that you guys did? And I know like you're a bit just unrelated almost. It was like a part 1 and then like a part 1 like B. Sure. 1A, 1B. Yeah. Of like, your behavior is very pranky. So like at that age, like did that start then? Were you like fucking getting into trouble, into mischief?
Oh, yeah.
Were the cops around? Like were you guys at that level where like you're getting in trouble with the police? Like I never got in trouble with the police, but like, my younger brother did like once, like, but we were in the suburbs. There were never cops around.
We would, my pranks in school would get me in trouble, getting like suspended.
Oh, you've been suspended?
Yeah. Yeah. I remember my best friend, or one of my best friends, not you, buddy.
Arthur is my best friend.
Yeah. He gave me a magnet, and I was so happy that he gave it to me for some reason. Because I like, I consider
it was like a big magnet.
No, it was like a little small magnet.
Okay.
I still consider him like my older brother. And he gave me a magnet. We were in computer class, and I just fucking on the computer, I fucking started scribbling on the screen, and I didn't know. I genuinely didn't know that the magnet fucks up the monitor. So it fucked up the monitor, and I couldn't. I tried to like wipe it off with my hand. I was like, oh, this shit might be permanent. And so I turned off the screen, and obviously 2 minutes later, the teacher's like, hey, Arty, like, what's going on? And I was like, Miss Sullivan, I've, finished the project. And she was like, it's impossible. You finished the project. She's like, I just assigned it today. It takes 2 weeks to finish. I was like, oh, okay, no worries. I'm just taking a breather. And then obviously I have to turn on my screen in front of her, and she just starts fucking yelling and screaming. I try to deny it, but I either roll my initials or roll my name. And then I got, I remember in 1 month, if you get 25 demerits, like if you get kicked out of class, you get like 10 demerits. If you, talk back to the teacher, maybe you get like 15 or something like that. And I remember out of 25, I had 24 demerits because the teacher didn't want to give me 10 to give me 25 to get suspended. If you get 25, you get suspended. And I got 24. And then I got kicked out of the class with a magnet thing. And I legitimately said on the way out of class, she goes, get out of here. Like, out of here, go to the principal's office. I go, I can't. I have 24 demerits, and I'm going to get suspended if you leave. And she just goes, get out. I'm like, yeah. And I remember I went to the principal's office, and I was like, this is definitely worth more than a demerit.
Just one single demerit.
Yeah. So, yeah, doing that shit. And, yeah, being a punk in school, drinking on the weekends, running away from cops from drinking spots. That was like our culture growing up in like the South Shore.
Damn, sure. Dude. Yeah.
Yeah, having house parties. Yeah.
Word.
Yeah. Do you have anything to add, Michael?
No, that was a good one.
That was a good one to end on, dude. I think that was funny, dude. That magnet one is good, man. All right. How do you feel, dude? I feel good, man.
How do I feel?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel all right.
Anything else you want to say to the fans?
Anything else you want to talk about? Any other stories that you have before we wrap up?
No, I don't think so. I think I'm good.
Yeah,
right,
good.
Well, thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Dude, tell the
welcome
people
anytime.
Where they could see you, fucking your plugs, your Instagrams, your YouTube, what you got going on.
Sure, yeah. If you want to follow me, I think Instagram is really the only platform I have. So, Arty P Live.
YouTube too?
Same thing, Arty P Live on YouTube. Yeah, I'll occasionally put out like travel videos on there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, either one.
Yeah, Mike T. Kerrigan at Gmail.
Dylan Krasinski on Jesus Christ.
That actually is my email, so you could email me.
Dylan Krasinski at CrossFit.com.
It's Mike T. Kerrigan at Instagram as well. Dude, I can't get that right every week.
What do you say?
Dude, he goes,
I gave him my email.
Kerrigan at gmail.com.
I think people try to email you. People aren't even trying to fucking DM you on Instagram. Dude, you're going to get an email?
I check my emails like once every 3 months. There'll be like 1,000 messages.
Sure.
Oh, I can't believe. Dude, a couple weeks ago, he goes, Mike T. Kerrigan on Instagram.com. In all sincerity. Jeez, that's funny.
All right, let's plug it, though.
At Dylan Krasinski on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Sea Otter Town Hall is out every Wednesday. Thank you, Arty P, for coming by. Also, if you're in the Lower East Side, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 2 shows every night at Old Man Hustle, Lower East Side.
Comedy bar, baby. Come there. Bye.
Good night.